final question. And it's not really a question. The answer is a pointing. The question and the answer are both pointings. But really, my job is done. All questions, outstanding questions, hopefully have been answered. Maybe not in the particular ideal expected answer. And there are no new questions, which means the mind is at rest. All minds are at ease. And that's the good news for this. Everything's okay. And I'm going to raise this question, or this pointing, and I'm going to leave it open, because that's what life is, open. The door was never opened. The door will never close. It's just an opening. A portal. Some call it a wormhole. Science calls it a black hole. But we are that infinite space that holds all holes together. This last question, someone wrote, are you a religious master? Well, for the mind to answer this, one was never religious. And one was never spiritual. One was never questioning of what this life was about. One was just putting their head down and trying to get on with life until something stood in its way and consciousness came to protect. And that's what a master, if there is a master, does. Puts his head down and gets on with life. Anything that's raised is seen, observed, witnessed, and allowed to pass. And then the head was back down again. To describe a master is that what is seen with a smile on this face that we all have. A master is that what accepts life as it is. A master is that what is able to let go its mind. And of course we all do that in deep sleep. The master is that identifies with no name, but appears to have given a name and accepts that. The master is that what has no purpose, but appears to have a mind that thinks it should have a purpose. A master is that can let go of the purpose by letting go of the mind. A master is that has no limitations. There is no permanence. Before birth, after birth, before death and after death. Ongoing masterful life. There are no masters. Religion, an idea to try and make sense and hold up this tier system that it has been found itself suffocated by. A master sees no tier system. A master is one whole sameness. It appears to turn up as one of the congregation. It appears to turn up as a priest. It appears to turn up as a king, a god, a soul, a spirit. But a master knows it's none of these things. A master knows that it's beyond all these things. You are that master. You cannot say you're not a master. You cannot say that your friend and your neighbor is not a master. You cannot say that nature is not the master. You cannot say the universe is not the master. I made a video many years ago about enlightenment being a contented sigh. Life is the contented sigh. In birth, we arrive in this body and breath comes. A contented sigh. Throughout this life, this sigh continues, never ceases, until death comes. Another contented sigh. After death, the sigh goes on. The Tibetan monks, all monks, Buddhists chant Om. There's only this silence and this sound that keeps everything placid, tranquil, and masterful. We are here fluctuating from this sigh into gasps of overwhelming joy, deep pain and suffering. But it's all passing. That's how I would describe this person, this mind, this man, this soul, this spirit, this consciousness, that I am, this emptiness, this profound love. All is one contented sigh, one moment. There is no beginning and no end. And that no one is out of it. No one is out of it. And this sigh is the master. And no one is exempt from this sigh, from this moment, from this life that has no beginning or end. Just appears to have limitations, boundaries, identities, stories, beliefs and hopes, needs, desires and attachments. But these are just blips in the sigh of life. Contentment. Buddha, as Buddha describes life. Tranquil peace, ongoing, here, never not, now. I wrote down something that comes up regular within this that I am. When it looks at, through a mind of ego, at past and future and what it means. Because the mind can always, matters not how enlightened one is, mind can always return to memory, return to incidents. It can return through centuries if it is asked to do so. It also thinks about the future. It also wonders about what one may appear as when this body goes, if there's going to be any more appearances or whatever. It knows that life is infinite, but it doesn't know the quality from the apparent before and the hopeful after. And what it comes up with is really an incredible, wise, and magical description. And I wrote it down. And it goes like this. And this is how this, whatever this is, this being sees and conveys what it wants to convey from the depth of its discovery or its uncovering of truth. And this is the final realization. And it starts like this. The final realization is the very same as the first realization. The two become one, which reveals the ultimate and only revelation. It, as it is, sees itself through its own consciousness, a reflection of that is it, reveals it as it is.